Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
We're coming to you from Podville Media in Washington, D.C., and we can be heard in great places like Gresham, Oregon, Silver Springs, Florida, Avon, Indiana, La Conner on Skagit Bay. I finally figured out because the guy corrected me.
Oh, he sent you a note?
It's Skagit Bay in Washington. Ambergris Cay in Belize, and Bergen, Norway. I should probably give credit to whoever corrected me on that, but I don't have it in front of me right now.
Wasn't it Phil?
Phil McCracken?
Yes, that's the guy.
All right.
Phil?
I'm so tired of Apple Corporation asking me different things and showing me things I really don't need to be shown. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. It's great to be with you. Question for both of you before we get started here. So am I less old manny when you're trying to help me with technical? I felt like I was extremely old manny when you were trying to get me to modify my fruitcake post on Facebook.
No, you were better. You were better because
I was better, wasn't I?
When you're old
you're
manny,
an old man.
When you're old manny
No.
is when we're trying to walk you through something and you
then
seem to be resistant
and you get mad
and
because
cranky.
we're telling you how the technology works.
Exactly, and you were
didn't
very
get mad.
open, very open. It was
You're
good.
fine.
Yeah,
That's when you're like, you get frustrated and you yell at the people that are trying to help you.
yeah.
But not today.
No, I saw no
'cause I'm
fish
prickly.
shaking. You were a little prickly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Fine.
I wasn't a little prickly today, was I?
No,
You were on the-
not
you-
a
you-
drop.
No, you were riding the wall like that one NASCAR driver.
No, he
You
wasn't.
think, yeah, you might be right.
Yeah,
that I could have gone either
no,
way.
It was once I started
When I
giving
was
you
just like,
an
F this, F this,
HTTP.
crap.
I was like, here we go.
That's really when I was on pins and needles.
That's a
It was
video?
going great until Oscar had to read a full.
Yeah,
full
well, no, that's
web
because
address.
Oscar
Yeah.
does not know how to read punctuation, which is when you
Two
when you
dots.
when you want to put colon, you don't say dot dot. Dot dot is two periods. Period. Period. Yeah. Colon is a separate piece
You're
of
yelling at me.
punctuation.
You don't even know how to post on Facebook. I'm not going to take this from you.
But you didn't know how to read the.
No,
it's
ass.
not
You don't know
dot,
how to
dot.
But
post
you see,
on
that's-
Facebook.
but that's why
Grammar's
I was
eternally
here.
harder.
I helped you. I helped out because I was the one who said colon.
Well, I didn't copy the link, and I was just.
No.
They could have just copied and pasted, but he wanted to write it out.
Might have lost the
No,
progress.
I didn't. I was in a
It
different.
happens.
What app? What did you say? What?
If
What?
you left the screen to copy the link, you may have lost your progress. It happens.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't want to do that.
No, and that's why we had to have dot dot.
Yeah.
Go Big Blue.
Big blue.
Yeah, Big Blue.
Yeah. Giant.
Big Orange is in the house.
Big orange.
Yeah,
Well,
Max here. I don't
Mac
want to talk about him, though. We got a lot of other
You
stuff
got a lot of stuff.
covered today. We got to talk about.
He's not top priority?
He's not top
no,
billing.
No.
No, he's
What
gotta
is
be
wrong
hired
with your
first.
lip? What is wrong with your lip?
Mike, I learned a valuable lesson
You look
today.
like you have lipstick on.
I don't. But what did happen
Can you
today,
now? Can you maybe move the microphone from in front of your face?
Yeah, you were hiding.
Right. What's wrong with your lip?
never, ever trim your beard when you're in a hurry.
I thought you didn't have a beard.
I do. I have stubble, and I keep it at a very, very, very conservative and very precise length. I trim my beard about once a week.
Your lips look big.
Mike, listen to what happened. Is I today I had like an extra 10 or 15 while I was getting ready to come to work because I have a pretty set schedule. I said, hey, you know what? I normally trim my beard on a weekend. I can do it today. So I got out my Wall brand electric clippers. Now, when I shave my head, it's all hairies, right? That's important. But when you want to leave a certain amount of stubble, you need electric clippers. And so I brought them out and I put the 2 drops of oil in and fire them up. And you know, it has like a slide thing, like a guide.
Yeah, what he's talking about is when
what
you
a barber
have
would use.
Exactly. That's
clipper,
what I have.
Yeah.
Anybody that's ever used a clipper knows it's got a lever on the side of it. And the lever can move the actual cutting blades to either the very front where it'll, it'll shave you down to nothing.
Right.
Or you can move it back where it leaves a little something. So do you use your clipper with the setting all the way back, and is that what you use?
Well, today I used it all the way back at first because I thought, you know what? I can grow a beard pretty quickly. You know this.
God.
And
You're like a half. Both of you guys are like half an hour.
so I knew that if I cut it as short as possible, it would be perfect in about 36 hours. So I get up and I go in there and I clip it and I turn it on and it's new clippers. I got them like 6 months ago, so I'm loving them. They're really good. The old ones sort of seized up that I'd had for like 20
Have you
years.
ever used them on your face?
Yeah, I've used these every week for like 6 months.
Around your lips?
Yes,
Oh
around
my
the
God,
mustache.
That's just so like they make little trimmers for that. I thought.
Well, yeah, but they also
I
don't
use
last.
2 when I'm trimming my beard. I use 2. I use the giant like hair thing.
Yeah.
With all the way back to trim this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I use my Panasonic.
The little
which
guy,
is
yeah,
a
the little guy.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I
trimmer, if you
probably
want
should.
one.
I probably should have used that because I have one that has both the little clipper that I could use for my mustache and also a round clipper for unsightly nose and ear hair.
Yeah, you took
Yeah,
a riding
that's-
mower to what is a patch of grass.
Exactly.
I have 3. I use 3. I use one for the schnoz.
Yeah.
But you know what I get regularly now, which is an exercise in pain, is I get my nose waxed. The inside of my nose
this
waxed
hurts.
by Carl. Hey, it's great being married to an esthetician, though, because you get that kind of stuff, and I'm due for one right
And
now.
also, not to really underscore how old I'm getting, but do you also trim your eyebrows?
Carla does, okay, or she plucks them.
Yeah, she plucks them because I'll run the trimmer through those.
Then
and,
I tuck my penis behind me,
That's good.
like in Silence.
That's you didn't need to specify. I knew what you meant. But
You want to fuck me?
oh,
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say. Well,
Wow.
I'm just quoting the movie.
so that's where we're starting.
gross.
That's where we're
Jesus
starting
Christ.
in segment 1. But when I go to the barber occasionally, he'll say eyebrows. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
No, but everybody gets
this is
those.
what you got to get: a Norelco one blade Pro, and it's for your face. It's a trimmer for what you're trying to do.
Yes.
You get close without. Like I've done the whale clippers,
Wall.
right? The wall clippers.
Wale. You saw that cartoon, didn't you?
We used to joke when we were
Wale.
kids, bring out the wallets. And we used to get haircuts that way. You don't trim your
Right.
face with that thing.
Sure you can. If you're
Yeah, I do.
careful. And you know
I
what?
do.
The problem
I
was
do because the setting when I put the lever all the way back for me is perfect for my little white beard.
But the problem was today I was in a hurry and not paying a careful attention, and the normal of the clipper, when I got to above my mustache, went and it kind of sucked my lip up into it. And
so is your lip
right here,
your upper lip?
Yeah, I got a
Yeah, he's
nasty cut.
He's got no hair from about I would say 3 millimeters from his lip to the.
He got
to where-
some Vish lips too. Rob's got like
yeah.
salami lips.
Wow. Well, thank you.
Well, you do. I mean,
women
no,
would
you got,
love your lips.
I'm an excellent kisser. Oscar will tell you.
Yeah,
But the problem is,
Yeah, we'll go with that.
but the
big
problem,
smooch.
but
That's what I call him in the hall.
Big Smooch. That's my rap name.
Yeah,
Right.
But the problem is that it sucked my lip in. I had to power down the thing, and I looked, and then immediately blood, lots of blood. And
we got a gusher.
With all your various medications, is there anything that thins the blood?
I don't think I'm on a thinner right now. Protonics might thin it a little bit, but I normally am a pretty good clotter. And
Okay.
so it was bleeding to a point that, I had that taste in my mouth. And, you spit and there's blood in the sink. And I'm like, I got to do something about this. So
Hey, hold on a second. Hey, Pony, you have 2 shows playing live. Listener,
Hold
just
on
wrote
a
in.
sec.
Yes, you can keep doing the show. Just Pony needs to do his job. That's all it is.
okay.
How does that happen?
I don't know, Mike. I'm just using the tools
Mike,
I've been given by God.
Let me
Never
ask Pony.
never
Pony,
trim
how
your
does that-
beard in a
Pony's
hurry.
gotta- hold on, wait. Hold on. I know you don't like
Sometimes,
conflict.
yeah. So
What?
we have an overzealous automation system, and sometimes it likes to restart
Oh, the
a
system.
track in
What
the
are you
middle
saying
of
to him,
what's
Oscar?
playing.
This is the same old song. He blames the computer,
Yeah.
but he runs the computer. You're the master of the computer. You're just supposed to double check.
It's an overzealous system and an underzealous operator. It's a bad mix.
Pony?
Just take ownership. I should have double checked. That's all
Yeah,
you have
Pony.
to say.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's definitely my fault.
That's all you have to say. No overzealous automating system. No mishmash of words.
Well, he asked what happened.
Just
I'm
own it.
sorry.
Own
I
it.
won't explain things next time.
Oh, these
Well, the explanation, as I hear it, is that there is a flaw in software that resulted in this problem.
Yeah, and I should have caught that flaw. So it is my fault. I should have
Now,
noticed
Oscar's
that.
looking a little skeptical here.
The way you answer questions is infuriating because accountability is job one.
Yes.
If I mess up something, I hope I'm the first to say I messed up something.
Right.
It's on me.
It's ultimately less painful.
Pony is he's the 10th person to admit it, so he gives you some jargon that you have to like question, and then finally you get to the point of like, okay, this has happened in the past. I just have not highlighted it on the show because I don't want to do this.
I would look at it from this perspective, and this is my perspective, which is not, as Oscar and Rob and Pony would tell our listeners, not obsessed with detail, but obsessed with customer service.
Yes.
And in my mind, the individuals who go to the very beginning of our show live and are watching it live because they don't want to miss the thing, they want to be the first people to get
Most
it,
important
are the
individuals we
listeners,
have. Yeah.
are the most important, the people
Yeah.
who should be
Love 'em.
the most overserved.
Catered to.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I totally agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. This was for the audio-only feed, which is it's difficult to monitor when we're doing a live show because we have 3 different live feeds. And that's my fault, and I apologize.
Okay.
All right.
Oscar, is that satisfactory to you?
I mean, that's as good as it gets.
So are people listening live, hearing 2 shows?
Yeah,
at once?
I want to
Not
thank.
now.
I want to thank Ralph Rice. Well, not because he wrote in to me so I could tell you how to do your job. So, what Matt? In
Yes.
fairness, like this has happened in the past, right?
If somebody didn't call in, would those shows have run for the entire duration?
2 shows at one time on the stream.
Sure.
Yes, all day.
Oh, can't think of anything more horrible.
Yeah, how annoying, right? Why would you ever want to
Just
listen?
terribly,
Yeah,
why
it's
would you
terrible.
ever listen again?
Yeah. Matt, this is not an
Yes.
indictment on you. Right?
Certainly not.
You have a tendency to blame the software when there's an operator that checks the software.
Yes, and again, I apologize. I thought he was asking what happened, not like who was to blame. Obviously, this is my fault.
This is where Matt drives me nuts.
Yeah,
he takes
'cause I
one
explained
level of
things.
your question
And runs
and then
with
runs
it.
with it.
Yeah.
So he's technically right because he asked what happened. So he's telling you what happened. But you weren't asking what happened. You were asking what happened.
Yeah.
I was curious about when you say there's a flaw in the software.
It's him.
That's the flaw.
He's the flaw. He doesn't double check it.
Sure. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, no, he's a
I
victim.
apologize,
Here we
and this
go.
is my fault. I admit
Here,
it.
look at this guy. The
Well,
hostility.
All right.
it shouldn't really be an admission. It's sort
Yeah.
of rather plain and clear.
This is the 10th time this has happened. This is the first time I'm bringing it up on air. I don't know why you're mad at me.
I'm not mad. Well, I am a little annoyed because I've just told you that yes, it is my fault.
That
and I
yourself?
apologize, and this just keeps
Are you
going.
annoyed at yourself?
I'm annoyed with a lot of things, myself included.
If you were to
Could
rank them,
why don't you power rank?
no, hold on. I want to explore this a little. We don't get a chance to do this.
No,
very
right.
often.
No.
Purge our demons to an extent. So what? You don't need to prioritize them, but if you could just randomly, throw out a few things that annoy you, that would be great.
Let's see. I'm annoyed by traffic. I'm annoyed by people who make weird, unreasonable demands. I'm weird.
Who would that be?
I'd love to hear.
You know what? It's not really those people's fault. I understand that because they don't necessarily understand how everything works. So, of course, they would make a demand that might be unreasonable and not realize it.
Now, when you
And I
say
get that.
unreasonable, out of your purview,
Yeah, or things that are not possible or that are like technical
would there be an
demands.
individual who would do that more than anybody else?
Maybe occasionally has a tendency
Shannon?
to ask for a thing that might be like really
That's really strange.
extremely
I can't
difficult.
do it. Stop. I
Yeah,
can't do it. I'm
okay.
gonna have a nervous.
This is
breakdown
what annoys
listening
me
to
more
you.
than anything.
What
is having
annoys
to
me more than is
explain-
when the conversation
because it's hard to explain things to you in a
No,
way
it's
that you're not
not.
going to get
It's not
angry.
if you just lay it on me. I'm not here to make any
What did
summary
Shannon ask you
judgments.
for that's just
it's
a bridge too far?
Oh, it's just like random things like changing a thing that will require like weeks or months of work to change. It's little things. I can't think of something like right off the top of my head.
Yeah,
But that's
God
the
forbid.
idea.
Yeah. That's your answer, America.
Mike,
Thank you.
this has been Matt Bloom.
Yeah.
My God.
So I'm bleeding profusely from my
back to you.
lip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And
No, don't
I-
go back to this yet. I'm sorry. Hate conflict?
No, you just said you can't do it anymore. I was trying to help out.
No, you don't like conflict. Be honest.
I
We need
don't like-
honesty on this show.
I don't like conflict,
You
but I
hate any
also
kind.
I'm here to help out, and you said you were done with this.
Helping out is to stay on this so I can purge my psyche. Helping out is not to say, anyway, like
Okay.
you would do if you ran the show. And let's go anyway. It's just sometimes I can understand how one person, Oscar, expresses almost screaming frustration with that conversation, as brief as it was on the air that it was, and I just sometimes I reflect on that and realize, when we get the feedback, I love it when Pony has a line. It just sometimes drives
Well, look,
me crazy.
I've in fairness to Matt, and Matt, you would say, you can disagree or agree. It's up to you.
Right.
I feel like a lot of this technical side, these growing pains, I've kept off air. I just text you.
Yeah, generally speaking.
Well, when's the last time I brought something up about the stream being double streamed, and I just text you and not say anything on air?
I sent you a text, Oscar,
Okay, thank
about
you,
this
thank
that
you,
I think will
appreciate this.
solve
like
the
6
problem.
months.
Yeah, 6 months,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So Matt, right?
Yes.
In 6 months, in a year, I could go back through my text and give you the quantitative proof that this has happened a handful of times.
Yes.
And every time you say, give me the same line about this overzealous server. And I said, hey, please, as part of your SOP, please double check it when it launches to make sure it's not double playing.
yes.
If it's the server, if it's actually the server, right?
yes.
And you said, great, yes.
So that listeners don't need to
Yes.
hear two shows running at the same
Correct.
time, which would probably
Yes.
be one of the most annoying things in
It's
the world that
terrible.
went on and on and on.
Instant tune out. Yeah.
And you said, I gotcha.
Especially if it is the overzealous server or procedure
Yes,
that's happening, it
yes.
would almost require daily checks.
That's well, that's part of his SOP.
And it should be.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, correct. I don't know what else to say about that.
So
You're
it didn't
correct.
happen today.
It did not happen today, no.
Okay.
Then we know nothing's broken.
Correct.
That's it. It won't happen again.
Yeah, yes it will.
Probably
anyway.
will, actually.
We're not the monsters.
No.
We are
Speaking
not
of-
the monsters.
Look, systemic issues. Speaking of systemic issues, one last little thing about. Oh, by the way, we will have Reed Galen on the show
Hi, Reed.
Monday to talk about what the election means and what it's all about and all that. I've been listening to Talking Heads for the last couple of days, so much so that God love them, they're padding as. I'm just curious, having been to the state of Nevada many, many times, both in Reno and Las Vegas, and having lots of listeners in that state. I'm just curious, how do I say this gently? I don't want to have too many edits, so I want to keep this clean. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is wrong with that? I mean, why do you have states that can say, okay, the election's over, here it is, poof, and then you have states that say, we're not done yet, we're getting these ballots, we're getting these ballots, we're getting these ballots. I just don't get it. It does not correct. Just let me have my say, and then hopefully you can answer this question for me. Does not every state, almost every state, have early voting, mail-in voting, same-day voting? Don't most of them have that?
Yes.
So why do we have 80% of the vote counted for 48 hours? It doesn't make sense to me, especially when you are dealing with, this is the problem with so many things in this country. the state of the balance of power in the United States of America hangs on these complete dullards that have systems that don't work. I think America deserves to have an election night where by midnight we know the answer. By midnight or a certain amount of hours after the polls close, they know. And if we had the same kind where every vote was handled the same way, where it was done with a database, where everybody knew, aren't we beyond this where, well, the states have to? No, it should be. If it's
Are
a
they the
federal
same? Because
election,
they're the same states that seem to drag their feet every time.
they seem to dick around. Now, Pennsylvania, which was, I remember, a draggy state the last time we had an election, they fixed things, right?
Yeah.
They got the vote in early, and it was done. Now, I know they're close votes everywhere. I just don't. And if they're razor thin, like if you're talking about 5,000 votes,
right.
I completely understand why that might be slowed down. But it's just on and on and on, and it frustrates the hell out of me. It really, really does.
I understand. And the problem that we really face is that if it's the same states over and over again, and then there's other states that get it right,
Yeah.
why can't they collude and figure out a system that works? I mean, it's not like it's an uncrackable nut.
Especially after the last couple of elections,
Yes.
where it's been problematic. Especially after election deniers across the country have said, this is being fixed, and it's just
You know what Nevada should use
stunning
is
to me.
they should use computers. That would fix
instead
it.
of the wooden box with
They
the
should
wooden
find-
box with
they
the
should
curtain.
find some overzealous computers.
Exactly is what they need.
That's it.
Then you
So
can vote
that's,
twice at once.
Yeah. And as a Democrat, I just want to say the fact that it might control of the Senate might come down to Georgia is great.
Well, they're doing the
Isn't that
runoff, and I
wonderful?
know that the Von Hermans are going to vote enthusiastically in the runoff as well, as they voted in the first one.
That'll be the tipping point.
It will. That is 2 votes and 3
sure.
dogs. That'll do it.
Absolutely. That'll be fantastic. All right. So anywho, it frustrates me. I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
And, Carla, I think, indicated me, just turn that off. Yeah, turn it off, because they repeat themselves. These people that work on these news channels that are up, for 72 hours, God love them. They're trying to pad, but I mean, how often can you sit there and go back to Arizona and Nevada and just say, what the hell's going on? At least even in Georgia. Well, that's another one in Georgia.
Yeah.
It'll probably take a long time, too, because they now have to do it all over again. Thank you, Georgia. What a wonderful law to have in your state, that people that took the time and made the effort to get out to the fucking polling places get to go all over again, because the guy that won the most votes didn't get the 50%. A lot of elections have been won by people that didn't get 50%.
Yeah. Presidential
Especially if there are
elections.
multiple
Yes,
candidates,
of course.
right? So
yeah.
I'm frustrated. You frustrated, Oscar, at that at all?
Well, this is what is interesting to me, is that you have a state like Pennsylvania, even with their certification in Philadelphia, where they had to hand count the paper ballots,
The Keystone State.
right?
Yes.
You remember that? You saw that during the election? We're like, in
I did.
Philadelphia, they're going to count every ballot.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow they can't get it right in Arizona or Nevada. They just
get
can't.
it.
They can't get it.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Do you need more volunteers? Let's send them.
Yeah, proctors. They need proctors.
Yeah, more people. It's
Yeah.
like being it's like going to my local Walmart.
Yeah.
When it's a crowded Saturday.
If we can beam this show to TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and our stream twice at the same time,
Twice as
He's still
good.
mad
they
about
should
that.
be able to count the votes.
Exactly.
By the way, I believe that I will take an opportunity the next time it happens to seek out the general manager of our local Walmart and take on a British accent and walk up and go, excuse me, may I have a word? I'm very curious as to why there are 14 checkout counters and you have 2 people checking out 1,400 people. Could you explain that to me, why there are 14 bays? There is a self-checkout area as well, with a line that goes back to the frozen food section, and you don't seem to have anyone with any urgency, and I also see multiple employees standing around
Milling,
chatting.
yeah.
I'm just curious to. I'd love to see. So that's.
Can
what
I
I'll do.
portray the
won't
manager
yell.
to that question?
Sure.
Okay. Cutbacks.
No, but there are people in the store, and there are people in the store
Milling.
that are not. By the way,
They're
I don't
stocking.
think
They might not be. They might not be as we call a part-time food
They're
clerk.
stock- they're
which is
stock jockeys.
Yeah, they're stock
when you have
jocks.
400 people checking out at the same time, and you
Yes.
come up to aisle number 5,
Right.
and the light's on,
Right.
that person says, "I'm out." That is the inmates running the asylum because it should not be allowed until things get quiet.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, but perhaps they have regulations and rules as to the way they they handle
Certain
their
people
I'm not sure.
you have to have a certain amount, and I know because I went through the training, Mike. Certain
Yes.
people have to be trained to be a checker
All right.
because you
And-
have to know
and
codes and things like
Mike,
that.
look, for what it's worth, I know that we just had 11,000 people laid off from Facebook. Half of the Twitter employees are gone. Big tech is, at a massive clip, anywhere 10 to 15% of their workforce.
There a reason why all that's happening in big tech?
Yes, they're not making enough money, and they have an obligation to the shareholders, so they got to trim the fat.
Right.
And that, unfortunately, is going to affect all the downstream businesses. Not right away. In 3 months, you're going to see a lot of that talent pool, not just programmers, but operators, managers, that they won't be able to go to another tech firm that's a blue chip, or they'll go a little lower, maybe out of tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you look, it's sad because the market dynamics and also some operators we still don't know what Meta is going to yield, but you still have an obligation to your stock.
Would you explain for the novices like me
Yes.
what Meta is, please?
Yeah, it's virtual reality world.
Yeah.
It's
And it owns
it's-
Facebook.
Yeah, it's
to be
Ready Player
clear.
One. It's formerly known as Facebook is Meta. And they I think they put in roughly $9 billion, if not more, maybe I don't know, not even nine. I'm sorry, $80 billion, like a ton of money. The majority of the money was bet on the metaverse, which is living in virtual reality. That's the best way to put it. And the technology and the headsets just aren't there yet. Like they're too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
The prices come down, but it's not like going out and playing a video game. So we're early on that, and I don't know if it's going to work. I have no idea.
You may be confused about, or concerned, I should say, about the metaverse.
Yes.
After the election, I'm concerned about the metaverse.
You shouldn't be. This is the first time we're safe.
I get it, but I start thinking, and I'm happy we're talking about this because it's the economy, and it has to do with a lot of within the concerns of the general population is the economy. What I thought was interesting.
It's the economy, stupid.
What I thought was interesting is that you have all of these.
Mike speaks in sound bites.
We have a lot of people that, frankly, are probably A+ performers now looking for jobs.
Right.
Take a bite out of crime.
And
Where's the beef?
don't you remember? This has happened so fast because I feel like it was 3 months ago that people in Silicon Valley and across the country have been fighting not to come back to work.
Right.
You talked
got
about
their
that
wish.
a few times.
What do you mean? They got their wish.
They didn't want to come back to work. Now they're not coming back to work at all.
Yeah, you've talked about
Yeah.
that a bunch.
Yeah. So what was surprising to me, and I couldn't even have forecasted this, was this fall from grace for these tech companies that had to act quick to triage the losses. And you're sitting here and you're like, I remember 3 to 6 months ago, we were talking about people never going back to their offices, or Facebook, Twitter, Apple having to negotiate with their employees to say, please come back for 3 days. Please come back. Please come back.
And a result of those negotiations are that costs became too high for workers, and now they just had to cut.
I think there has to be a fraction of that, and this is completely, my opinion.
Theoretical.
There
yeah.
has to be a fraction of, okay, who's been a pain in my ass? and you start looking through names.
Yeah, but it's not like
11,000
that.
pains?
But it's not
It's
like
a
that.
lot.
It's much more arbitrary than that, is it
I know.
not? It's much more like
it's
just,
where,
hey,
where
you're
are
a
the
number.
redundancies? What divisions aren't making money? What is nice to have? What is must have?
And I have a question: is that with 11,000 people cut, and that's a lot in
Not
any
for
situation,
it's 15. It's 13% of the workforce.
that's still a
We
lot.
can't even
Yes.
cut one.
But I'm
No,
curious
we don't want to cut anybody.
I know, sure.
We want to bring
Okay.
people on.
with
I
with that
understand.
cut,
I definitely want to bring people
Yeah.
on.
with cut to that force, and it will take a while for us to see it. When
Yeah.
it trickles down, how will it affect us as the Facebook consumer?
Now, hold on a sec. Breaking news. There's Michael.
Oh, hi, Michael.
Oh, it looks like school's not important today.
Well, the school was, well, you know why.
Yeah, there's a hurricane.
Yeah.
You got a hurricane
Hurricane.
vacation.
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
I got a Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. Congratulations.
Congrats.
I
That's
know.
awesome.
That's very exciting. You having fun playing it?
Yes.
What?
Your
Ask him.
violent video game?
Can you ask what he thinks about the What do you think about the economy, Michael?
What do you think about the economy?
Right now.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now. You go ahead. Anything
You
you
can
want
tell.
to say.
I don't know like the words to say.
I know
Just
because
tell
it's
us your
new to
feelings.
you,
Your
you know?
feelings. Tell us
Yeah.
your feelings.
Yeah.
Do you think the
Speak
economy's
from the
in
heart.
bad shape?
I know
Yeah. Why?
with, especially with
We can't hear him.
Yeah, get closer to the mic.
especially with like Ukraine and Russia right now.
Yes.
Yes.
You're a baby genius because Ukraine is the breadbasket of the world and it's affecting our overall cost of food.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
You're a genius.
And what about
Uh,
inflation? Is inflation an issue?
Do you know? Do you know even know what inflation is?
Yeah, it's money going up.
That's
Yes.
Yeah, costs going up.
Yes.
I learned about that in school.
It's also your father's weight.
fantastic.
Oh, stop it!
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You did.
Balloons.
Definitely like with like gas prices and stuff. Especially remember when we were in where were we again? What was
The Ukraine
I forgot where we went.
in Russia.
No, they didn't go to
Oh,
Russia.
they didn't go to Russia.
You mean
Wyoming.
the Bahamas?
That-
Wyoming.
Yeah, in the Bahamas.
Yeah, he remembers that.
Remember how that our guy who drove us
Remember?
said
Yeah, that was.
it was like $8 for gas.
Wow.
He remembers that.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
amazing. I love this kid.
You're so smart.
Yeah, over there
Love ya.
because their prices are higher than the United States.
Yeah.
The price, it was $8 a gallon for gas over there. I remember that. That's a very big.
Yeah.
Very good. Any historical facts you want to lay on us before you go back to your game? Anything history-wise that you would like to discuss? Since you're still loving history, right?
Yes.
Anything you're learning in school that you'd like to any fact? You usually like to
Yeah.
spill
Like a
those
fun
out to me
fact.
occasionally. A
It doesn't
fun
have to
fact
be
from school.
fun.
If you so if you're ever
In the mic.
if you're ever multiplying by 11,
Mm-hmm.
let's do 3 times 11. That's going to be 33. So you basically replace the 10 and the 1 with the number that's in front of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a
Yeah.
that's a math hack.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is.
Yes.
It's a life hack.
Appreciate that. I'll take that to my grave.
And you like math, right?
Yes.
Are you still forced to memorize times tables?
Like, do you have to memorize your multiplication?
All of
table?
that stuff, or do you noodle it through in your head?
I'm not
Don't
I
say like.
so
Into the microphone.
Into the
No.
microphone.
I know a lot of them, but like some I don't know. So I'm still learning.
You're still
So you're
working.
trying
Yeah.
to memorize them
And-
still?
Yeah.
And you're
You-
not
it's very helpful to learn up to 12.
And-
After that, you can sort of fake it after that, but you should know all your times tables up to 12.
and Michael, you're not forced. You want to learn your times tables. You love math.
yeah,
And division. We're learning division.
Yeah.
yes. But
Yeah.
your favorite class is history? Is that your favorite subject?
We don't do history in 3rd grade.
You tell your teacher those who do not understand history are doomed to repeat it.
You understand what that means?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Fool me twice. Shame
right.
on
So,
me.
remember when
Into the microphone.
I'm pretty sure what he just said is because remember how for the election for Florida,
Uh-huh.
how Chris said if you don't teach history, history will repeat itself.
There you go.
Same
Oh,
thing,
my-
yeah.
Look at this
Yeah.
guy.
Yes,
And
awesome.
how did Charlie do in the election?
He got smoked.
You rock.
So true. Unfortunately,
get out of here.
the Suez
Thank you,
Canal
buddy.
really got him.
Yeah, I did.
He got smoked. He did.
Yeah.
Smoked.
I love that guy. He got smoked. Love
He's the
you.
best.
So he earned it. I didn't understand. There was some sort of honor in Call of Duty that he got.
Yeah, badge of
I
honor.
don't know.
Oh, that's cool.
One of those virtual goods.
Yeah, he's blowing people apart. Hopefully that won't.
Those people got
translate to
smoked.
issues down, smoked the election. That's exactly what had happened. Yeah, they're so proud of everybody. The Republicans did well in Florida. We'll take a break. We got to talk about artificial fertility later.
Michael Mara, New Orleans, Sharon Bailey, Angeline, Jim Amato, Dennis Murphy, Polly, Christine, Oscar, Shannon, Pony, Carrie, Dan O'Brien, Shirts So Scary, get your tickets while you can. Say hello to Tony Lamb, Goose Cerrito, Skinny Rob, Chris Pontetti, Condo Bob, Carla, Twitch, and Dirk and Reese, and 1,000 Stephanie.
Come out and see the whole gang at the TMOS Live Show, April 15th, 2023 at the House of Blues in New Orleans, Louisiana. For tickets, go to MikeO'MaraShow.com. We'll see you there.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. I want to tell you about Cornerstone First Financial. You know that the rates, consumer debt, and the rates have increased to historic numbers. There's a lot of home equity out there that homeowners currently have, and it might be a good time to consider tapping into it. Home equity can take care of some problems for you to save money every month. According to my good friend Mark Livingstone at Cornerstone First Financial, just because you have low interest rates doesn't mean you shouldn't refinance and take cash out to save money. If you were to wrap in different kinds of loans to consolidate credit cards, student loans, maybe some car loans as well, even with a higher interest rate, if cash flow relief is the priority and you want to get your head above water, the rate is irrelevant. Credit cards and second mortgages are in the double digits, and in some cases, the cash out is tax deductible. Call now to check out what these guys can do for you, because they are the best. Whether it's a purchase or refinance, call Cornerstone First Financial today, the #1 rated mortgage company of all TMOS listeners. 202-625-1221. That's 202-625-1221 or cornerstonefirst.com.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
This is the homepage, and we start with Jennifer Aniston today. She spoke candidly about something that one of our own guys is dealing with right now. Pregnancy.
Yes.
In a new interview with Allure magazine with some photos that are just absolutely wonderful. She's a truly gorgeous woman who still is super stunning.
Up until a few weeks ago, I thought Allure was a fishing magazine. It's not.
No, yeah, that's very funny.
It's not.
It's great to be rolling into a story and have that joke.
Let me tell you this bad joke, Mike, and stop you in your
Yes.
tracks.
Maybe a little less of that, a little more updating the Cornerstone copy. She even admitted that, I can say the same thing 6 weeks in a row. That's fine. No problem. She even admitted that she really tried to get pregnant in her late 30s and early 40s. She said, quote, "I was going through IVF." We'll talk about that later. Drinking Chinese teas, you name it. I was throwing everything at it. I would have given anything if someone had said to me, freeze your eggs, do yourself a favor. You just don't think it. She added, quote, "So here I am today. The ship has sailed." It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Jennifer said she has zero regrets about her efforts and is even relieved that it's over, in a sense, because, quote, "I don't have to think about that anymore." She also confronted talk in the media that she was selfish for not having kids. Nobody has a right to say that about her. Here's the quote: "I just cared about my career, and God forbid a woman is successful and doesn't have a child." Yeah, I get that.
Did she ever marry? She never married, did she?
She did.
I don't think
and
so.
Divorced.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she married Brad Pitt?
Yeah,
I know she
and then
dated
she
Brad
married
Pitt.
the other gentleman from what's that Apple series, like on the Mosquito Coast or something like that.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
The
Another
reason
dreamboat.
my husband left me, why we broke up and ended our marriage, was because I wouldn't give him a kid. It was absolute lies. I don't have anything to hide at this point. So, you know what? There's a lady that has been in the public eye, and I think for, almost her whole adult life, and she has handled it with a great deal of grace and dignity.
Yes.
And I think she's just scary talented.
Yes.
I love seeing her on screen. I'm a big fan, and more power to her. I'm Team Jennifer all the
Yeah,
way.
agreed.
Always have
Agreed.
been. This might not help John Mayer shed his dubious image when it comes to women. Over the weekend, he was spotted having dinner with Kiernan Shipka, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I don't know that show. Do you know this Kiernan
Yeah,
Shipka?
she's the only reason I know is because this popped up on my feed from TMZ, and I said, man, this guy's being railroaded left and right. Taylor Swift's writing songs about him.
Yeah.
Now he's dating this young starlet. And
Well, he's 45
Yeah.
and she's 22.
yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I can't imagine putting up with that.
Get in line. Last we checked, the same thing happened to Leonardo DiCaprio when he was dating
Yep.
all the young starlets.
Yeah, it would be better if John Mayer dated Leonardo DiCaprio.
That would be
No one
great.
would talk
I'd
about
watch
that. Yeah, I'd watch that.
They went to a joint called Giorgio Baldi in Santa Monica, and after they left, they got in separate cars. But a block away from the restaurant, both cars stopped, and Kiernan got into John's vehicle. He knows that.
Of course.
If they're a block away from the restaurant, he knows they're shooting him.
Yeah.
This is
They
exactly
know.
how they planned it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, of course.
That probably gets the buzz. They're
Yeah.
not idiots.
And
They
the
know how to
picture
deal
was
with
taken
this.
by Tom Hanks. Did you know that?
Promoting his latest venture. Dave Chappelle is hosting Saturday Night Live this weekend. It sounds like some people aren't happy about it. I don't know whether this is BS or not, but a source, questionable, told the New York Post, questionable, that several writers are refusing to participate this week because of comments Dave has made about the LGBTQ community. It would seem to me people in the comedy writing business would really be the last people who would be
Would bail
part of
on
that
him,
whole
yeah.
cancel
Yeah.
deal.
I tell you what,
Agreed.
last week's Saturday Night Live, I wish some writers refused to write on that one.
None of the cast are boycotting. A rep for Chappelle told the Post that there was nothing to suggest a boycott when they attended a writers' meeting earlier this week. Here's the quote. The room was full of writers. They all pitched ideas, and they seemed very excited about it. Dave is looking to have some fun. I don't know. I think they're just
You
manufacturing.
could ask
that, but
Lauren
who
and say,
knows?
it's that thing where you create a story that doesn't really exist.
That will get some buzz, Mr. Powers. There we are. Is this bad parenting or are people overreacting? I ask you, gentlemen. A mom in Iowa posted a TikTok video after she and her husband took their kid to Hooters for his 5th birthday. Some people think that's inappropriate. His name is Xander, and for what it's
Of
worth,
course it
looks like,
is.
Looks like he had a pretty good time. The waitresses did their birthday thing where he had to stand on a chair and flap his arms like a bird while they sang to him. The New York Post did a big write-up with the headline, Mom Blasted for Taking Her Son to Hooters. But most of the TikTok comments are pretty positive. A lot of people made jokes like, living the dream, or that Dad got to choose the restaurant this year. Other people claimed it's just a normal birthday in more rural spots that don't have a ton of restaurants.
Could be.
You know,
My
who knows?
cousin Adriana, for her 10th birthday, had a full-fledged birthday party at Hooters. And I remember going to the party, and I'd never been to a Hooters before.
Right.
And I sat there and I said, this is the most glorious place in the world. I don't understand why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling because I'm so little, but
How
I
old
love
were
it
you?
here. I was 10.
10.
Yeah.
A dream.
There was like 20 10-year-olds there, boy and girl cousins. And then all my uncles in the corner on their own table drinking beers.
Yeah, pitchers of beer,
And
sure.
then we're there with our kid's birthday party, and all the moms thought this was normal.
How uptight are we as a
Yeah.
country, though?
It was weird.
I mean,
My-
really, how uptight are we as a country? Not that, if it's your cup of tea, I don't care if it is or it isn't. But to sit there and, blow back, outrage.
Who are we to shame these women that are just
Christ.
trying to work their way through nursing school?
Right.
No, but I mean,
College.
it's just
College,
if you
I'm
want to
sorry.
go to Hooters, they've got clothes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Or they're
They're-
showing their legs
They're
and
pursuing
cleavage.
their
So
masters.
Yeah, when I was 10, birthdays are more of a thing now than when I was little. Because I remember when I was 10, it was such a big deal when my dad took me to Mons Venus. And it was delicious cake.
Yeah, but you also had to have the big talk. You're like, this is the labia. You don't pull on that. You had.
That was my 12th birthday. What the hell's the matter?
No, that
with
was
you?
your 22nd.
Still waiting for the talk.
In a new survey, 94% of Americans said they're not currently living in their dream home. But everyone has a different idea of what that would look like.
Oscar raised his hand.
For example, 28% of people say their dream home would be in burbs. 22% would prefer a beachside home. Maybe not down here. 20% say their dream home is out in the country. 15% want to be in the heart of the city. There's Oscar.
Yes.
And another 15% want to live in the mountains. People are being realistic. While some said their dream home would be a multi-million-dollar mansion, the majority of people say their dream home would cost $500,000 or less. And the most popular dream amenities are a home with a view. That's my numero.
Yes. Yes.
A big backyard, a large family room, a front porch or a balcony, privacy, a hobby room, and a home theater. View is my number one.
My dream home is actually, you could buy it from Mattel. It's the Barbie dream home because it had an elevator. It was nice. Just
and
pull
you
the
could stay
string.
in Leesburg.
That's right. And how you turned it would depend on your view.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful view. I really wish I gave it up to have more house. I gave my view
Well,
up to
you
have more.
sacrificed for your family.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, that's what I miss down here. You know what I miss down here? Not only a view that gets me sunrise.
Yeah.
I like an eastern exposure. As they
Isn't
call it.
a
That's what I
view
wanted.
overrated in Florida at this point?
Look,
Because it's closer to the water.
I don't want to be closer to the water.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What kind of view can you get?
Well, you can get a view over like
Like
a
on a high
field or a
rise?
lake or something. Well, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not so important to me. But if you ask me what would be number one
Yes.
for my dream house, it would be a view.
But
Absolutely,
Mike,
100%,
as you get older and lose your vision, the view isn't as important.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Rob. That's very kind of you. And now a little something. A nude cruise has taken to the waters of Sydney Harbour, Australia, to encourage body positivity and help change how society views the naked body. But not everyone is on board. Here seems to be a theme on today's news. The cruise by Get Naked Australia, an organization that promotes the practice of being naked in nature, attracted much attention over the weekend. Supporters have labeled it an act of freedom and good fun, but the others, the uptight ones, accuse those involved of being crazy with no shame. One person complained on social that there was no thought for those on the other boats, children, or anyone else that matters. A supporter said that it was really a diverse group of people, and also everybody was there about body positivity, and everyone's bodies are beautiful. And if you've ever been to a nudist group, we've had them on the old show, and
We've come a long way.
if you want to be titillated, nudist colonies are not the places to go.
So
If
true.
They even have those
Yeah.
anymore. So they're doing it. It's the nude cruise in Australia. The cruise is roughly the same cost as other cruises. However, there is a surcharge for washing the cushions.
Oh.
God.
Yeah, there you go.
man.
I want to tell
Remember,
ya.
Mike, when we did
Go
the broadcast?
Big Blue. Go Big Blue.
We
What?
did the broadcast from Whitetail or whatever that nude resort was, and they said it's courtesy to bring your own towel.
Yeah, when you're sitting on one of the chairs. Ew. Why is this slippery?
Oh, gross.
We'll be right back.
Who is the captain now?
Hi.
My name is.
Huh?
My name is.
What?
My name is.
Rob Spiewak.
Excuse me. Can I have the attention of the audience for 1 second? Hi, kids. You see, now he's real skinny, but he used to be fat. He works with Pony, but he calls him Matt. He raps on the podcast about this and that. Adjusts the thermostat with a baseball bat. I don't know. What the was Rob thinking with that evernight drinking? Nearly killed his liver swimming in a vodka lemonade river. Thinking about it makes me shiver. I'm talking about Spiewak. Now he's on the right track, but here comes the blowback. So you're a big spender. Use the show shopping center. Click the banner to order. Get yourself a recorder. MichaelMarrisShow.com is the website to click on. Let's troubles be bygone. The conclusion is foredrawn. What time does the show come on?
Don't forget, shop online through the TMOS portal by clicking the banner at MichaelMarrisShow.com. A little something for you and a little something for them. Click it now, you fools.
Hi.
My name is.
Huh?
I got so into that I didn't turn my microphone
It's a great
on. That's
record.
Great job by Twitch, Mark Riddell, and his daughter on that one. Thank you
I
very
think
much.
that's Rachel on that one, yeah.
Good. Let's talk about the one thing that might be missing from your daily routine, hydration. Liquid IV fuels your everyday well-being by helping you stay hydrated. In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins that you're hydrating 2 times faster than water alone. Cooler weather makes it easier to miss the signs of dehydration. You think, hey, I'm not going to get dehydrated. It's cool out. You can still overheat. You can still perspire. It's even more important to stay hydrated. Hydration is also essential when traveling, so don't take a long-haul flight without Liquid IV. It's made with premium ingredients, and it's non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. Plus, Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world. Liquid IV has donated over 25 million servings in over 50 countries around the world. Plus, it's delicious. It's a great way to start your day. So be like me. Drink Liquid IV. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. Okay, yesterday was the day, and I've been trying to get to this from the beginning. Oscar Santana across the street. How did everything go as you are? And thank you seriously for sharing this little journy with us.
Is it personal? I didn't know it was personal.
It's a personal journey.
It is,
and for you and your wife. And I think that I honor whatever you want to talk about and what you don't want to talk about. I
think it'd be disingenuous to come in here and be like, I'm not talking about that. And I don't want to make it about us. It's new to us. I don't know what's going on with. We want to have a baby. We've been trying to have a baby. It hasn't been that emotional because we're so busy at work. So I don't know if I put a baby in the corner of a studio and a little kid corral, and then I don't know what happens. I don't even know how we'd raise them at this point. But
well, we'd have to move.
We'd
have to move the dog bed.
I had a baby. You are shaky today, aren't you?
He's right. We would. There's a big dog bed where the baby would go.
Exactly.
Yes.
No. Remember I had the baby? I mean, the baby was hanging around.
Yeah. But you also have Carla, and I'm not that.
And it was your house,
too.
It
was your house.
But what I'm saying is the advantage you would have would be
we have a family.
You're the
here.
founder of the company.
Correct.
B, you and your wife both work here.
Correct.
And she has the flexibility to kind of deal with what she has to deal with.
There.
And, and you guys can kind of split the duty. So
a little stressful.
I don't know why we're talking about that as
we
right
don't have
now,
a baby yet. Yes,
but it's
let the comedy ensue.
I'm just curious about why you brought that negative up right at the beginning. You've already answered that question, and the answer is yes. We'll handle it. Let's go. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
Amen. All right.
For those of you not in the know, depending on your insurance policy in the state you live in, certain aspects of fertility treatments are covered. And it's just clear that you have to deal with that. There's a certain level of investment if insurance doesn't cover it. In our case, in DC, insurance doesn't cover it, right? So you have to go to a private center.
What if you were still in Maryland? Would it cover it there? Or
Probably.
Do you know?
But I don't look back at the past. I'm not moving. So this is where I live. This is where the business is. Moving on. There's a clinic that opened across the street, not 3 blocks from here. 3 blocks, 300 feet from here.
Yeah, literally
yes,
across the street.
So
that's convenient.
Yeah, it's convenient until. Let me finish my story here. It's convenient until you realize what's done in there. Because I don't know enough about this until yesterday.
I have a thought, but I don't either. I'm curious.
I didn't know. And so I was actually the protagonist. Like I told Shannon, I said, this place just opened up. Please go by there, see what the story is, because I know we've been talking about this.
Get a pamphlet.
Right? Let's figure it out. So she's gone through I think you can freeze your eggs. You could make a baby. There's a lot of work that goes through this. She's done all her
Detail
stuff.
your car. They do it all.
The whole schmear, right?
That's right. Full service. White
full
glove.
service. Probably the wrong term to use.
So you say a million things on this show that actually annoy me, and then you say get a pamphlet. I can't stop laughing.
So
I don't know why. Idiot.
The place looks like
I'm an idiot.
It's built and it's set up like an Apple store for for babies, to make babies.
I mean, I like because when you say that, what that says to me is kind of clean,
modern,
modern.
You walk in, mask. Even in this day, like everybody's sterile. You write down.
That's the problem, Mike. Everyone's sterile.
Well, it's a sterile environment. That's funny.
So I go. We recorded the show early yesterday, and I didn't know what to expect.
Did you bust in and say, "I'm here"?
No, I was 5 minutes late. I walk in as usual, late, and I said, "I'm sorry, I'm late. I was just finishing up a broadcast." And she said, "Fill this out." I said, "Okay." Took my information, and then said, "Oh, we've been expecting you." And I said, "Okay." She. And then the doctor comes over, or nurse, I don't know, I didn't ask.
But it was a lady.
A lady in a full doctor suit with a mask on and lab coat, and
was it like a sexy nurse like you would get at Party City?
And she takes me to what is a closet of sin.
Jerkatorium.
Yeah.
And when I send you these pictures,
oh my God.
The way they have you set up,
is fun.
This is a pervert's haven.
You know what the amazing thing is, Mike? If it's only 300 feet away, he almost doesn't need to go there to give a donation.
Well, I actually asked my wife afterwards because I've never paid $200 to beat off.
Oh no!
I'm not sure you can say that.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I had to pay before I played. Because it definitely ran my card.
Did you go in there with the knowledge that you were going to have to do that?
I thought there'd be some counseling or talking
But I mean, did you know at some point when you were going over you had to have an idea
I said
that you
there
were
may
going to have to
be,
give a sample?
I thought we get to know each other before they threw me in the sin bin I'm sending you all pictures to.
Sin bin.
God, I'm dying to see
when I tell you that there is a room the size of a linen closet with a 55-inch television, wireless headphones, and a laptop in front of a chair with what is a pee pad on it, because I guess, in case there's an accident,
right,
for you to take care of business. And I'm not trying to be graphic. I apologize to our radio affiliate.
They've come a long way, Mike.
Wow.
This is not the most comfortable place to do anything, because you already feel like uncomfortable because they made it so comfortable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and for one thing,
well, it'd be better if it had a recliner.
Yeah, and the lighting is really not very intimate, is it?
Yeah,
very sterile.
Yeah, that is just. Oh, and there's the little place to. Okay, it's very straightforward.
Yeah,
I'm sure this has been the same way for years and years and years. I bet it's the same exact way.
This is new to me.
Well, when I had my vasectomy,
but it
Mike,
looks like what I would expect. Yes.
When I had my vasectomy, it wasn't this high tech.
Again.
It wasn't this high tech.
But you didn't have to go in and leave a sample.
You're not leaving samples.
One time you do to make sure it took.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right,
and they actually have to do that twice. And the second time they said you can do it at home if you can get it here in a half hour.
Can I ask this question about the room? With all the technology and with the laptop and the big giant screen, was there easy access to what you needed visually?
Do you think I touched any of that?
Smart.
No, I'm not using another man's laptop or another 300 men's laptop.
Yeah,
I'm not.
What did you do?
My mind. I'm not touching a thing.
Really, you didn't
even use your phone?
No, because the walls are paper thin. All I heard was clucking in the hallways. And I heard.
What do you mean clucking?
You could hear everybody working around you. They didn't insulate the room. Yes. They're just everybody laughing, and I'm in there just focusing on my life, like I'm smuggling drugs across a border.
You say it's clean, and it looks clean. The room looks clean.
Semi. If you look at where I'm supposed to. The little hole in the wall where I'm supposed to put the little specimen.
Okay, let me go to that one. All right.
Look at the stainless steel. The stainless steel had stains on it.
That's odd that it would be. Oh, here's the hall.
That doesn't. Yeah, that looks like it's. Wow.
Yeah, this place should be.
Got a big fingerprint.
It wasn't pristine.
What's the dealio with that?
Yeah.
It's like there's duct tape on one side of it.
Yeah, well, it was interesting.
Okay, but you were successful.
All
I know is, Mike, is when he came off the elevator, when he came back, Shannon was in my office, and you can see the elevator from my office, and he held up a big thumbs up.
Your mind. I'm amazed by the mind.
I was out. Well,
I don't know if I'd be able to do that, even when I was a young man.
I was more concerned with people busting in, and like the Kool-Aid guy by accident.
Hey, buddy.
Because I had to lock the door, and I didn't know if the door locked. There's a lot going on.
You know what? The number of times that I've been able to use my mind, I could probably count on one hand.
Two pro tips for anybody dealing with this at home.
Mike made another visit to the bank.
Is I feel it's harder than you think because
that's good.
Because you're aiming
Would have to be, I would
you're
think.
aiming at a specific little specimen jar.
Yes.
For men, for those that know. And then two,
Jar.
there is. You start having a lot of doubt once you see what we're donating to the cause.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was dehydrated, and if I have to go back and pay another $200 on a hydrated
so
day,
let me see if I can put this in a broadcast-friendly way. Production was not what you had hoped for?
Yeah, I think there was, what's the best way to put it? An overzealous server that didn't allow me to produce as much as give as much as I want to the cause.
I understand.
Okay.
Like that's
normal,
It might have been nerves, tension, like
You don't need that. You don't need that.
Yeah.
You need one. That's all.
Yeah.
That's the way I understand it, and everything would be
And I just
fine
felt like
after that.
I felt like I felt because I was abstinent. Yes.
We're sorry.
So this sounds like what's the next step?
I think there's probably good
cigarette.
Well, this is the thing. You should know when you walk out of the room.
Yes.
They
all know.
They all know, and they're all, well, at least in this assumption, they're all women. So you have two choices. You can sheepishly slink out of the place. What felt like
I wouldn't do that.
100 yards.
I do the thing that I'll tell you the look I would give. All right, this is for Western fans out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the look I would give the person at the front desk is the same look that Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday gives right before the shootout at the OK Corral starts, where he goes, "Hold on, I got to get a close up here."
He's moving in. Mike is fixing
his
shot.
I would walk out into the lobby.
Yes,
and then I would go. That's
now, Mike, I'm reviewing the pictures. I'm reviewing the pictures that Oscar sent us.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's one thing suspiciously absent from this room.
Yes.
That I think would be key, and that is a sink.
There is. It's to the left.
Okay, you did not photograph the sink.
There's
Good.
a sink. There's a
Thank
sink.
God.
There's a sink. There's towels for the floor.
Mm-hmm.
If you just are an animal. I was not an animal.
Good. A gentleman at best.
And when I walked out, because I heard people right outside my door, I knew I had to be either confident or just walk right out.
You had to be happy with the headphones. You had to be happy. Those are good headphones. You didn't use them, though.
Mike, I don't need sweaty headphones.
I got it.
From another dude.
Okay. You know what?
But you have to own it. And
clean.
Yes,
Mike, you used to. This is.
They spared no expense in the
I like
closet.
Sennheisers.
Yeah, but
what can I say?
Enough to help you?
Well, I don't
this
need...
5.1 Dolby is really making it go.
Yeah.
You know, I find audio is not all that. In fact, audio can be a turnoff for me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I think audio is kind of fake.
Yeah.
I don't like the audio. I'm fine with just, it's a visual. Men are visual.
In one exception, I always listen to this show. And I find that audio extraordinary.
This is the first step. Well, at least for me, this is probably the fifth step within our family process.
Let's come back and let's wrap this up. I'm with the questions. We have to take a break. I truly appreciate you, and I know listeners do, with your forthrightness on this. And I want to ask about what the next steps will be, and it's not a cigarette, Rob. We will take a break, and we will.
It's all in the pamphlet, Mike.
You just tend to your bloody lip.
Okay.
We'll come back with more right after this, ladies.
So lightheaded.
Power 95. Twitch patrol lines are open. Hi, who's this?
I shouldn't tell you.
Why? Do I know you?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Is this Jim Amato?
No.
Have I had fun with you within the past 2 months?
Yes.
Okay, that cuts it down to 1,000. Are you Rick Schofield?
No.
Are you Jolene White?
No.
Are you Linda Haar?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm waiting for you to get tickets to the Mike O'Mara live show in New Orleans on April 15th at 8 p.m. at the House of Blues. Tickets are on sale to the general public on November 1st.
Because of you, I'll be in New Orleans.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Stamps.com. Right about now, seasonal excitement or dread is really starting to settle in, especially for small businesses. It's not too late to get your holiday mailing and shipping under control with Stamps.com. Sign up now and you'll be printing your own postage in minutes for more than 20 years. Stamps.com has been indispensable for over 1 million businesses. You can get access to the USPS and UPS services you need to run your businesses right from your computer. No lines, no traffic, no hassle.
Come on.
And even save money with major discounts on USPS and UPS shipping rates up to 86% off. All you need is a computer and printer, and if you need a package pickup, you can easily schedule it through your Stamps.com dashboard. Here's what I want you to do. This holiday season, trade your late nights for silent nights and get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code TMOS for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and enter the code TMOS. All right, we're talking with Oscar about the experience.
Mm-hmm.
You've not only told us about it, but you've given us the visuals for it.
Yeah.
My question to you is: now you've done this, which I would imagine is quite a significant part of the fertility clinic experience.
Yes.
What is the next? What do they do after this?
They will run the tests on my genetics. If I'm actually fertile, if they're figuring out like what is the missing piece of the pie here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll break down to us what our options are. And there's a 50-50 probability where Shannon just says, I want to freeze my eggs, and that's all I want to do at the moment, depending on her. This is completely her choice.
But as
I would like to have a
Aniston
baby.
alluded to, she wishes that she had done
Correct.
that, so you
So
guys
yes,
have the
yes,
option
yes.
down the road.
And also, I would recommend you using another facility than your freezer at home because we know it's not a very reliable facility there.
Right.
Tiny.
I would like to have a baby, but I also, I can't. I think she wants to have a baby. I'm having dreams about babies. This is crazy.
What dream?
No, just like if we had kids.
Okay.
Right. But also, it's probably my age. I'm 44, and you start thinking about your mortality, and I just never thought I there was a piece of me that felt like maybe we would never have kids, and this path, while not the ideal path, is something I think that a lot of people are going through. And I want to thank, I won't mention names, when I briefly mentioned this, that we were thinking about doing this, a ton of listeners reached out, some close friends, and said that they had gone through this, and if we have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm still learning about it.
As a 20-year-old Oscar,
Yes.
go back, or 20 years ago.
Yes.
Did you think that there would be kids in your future? Did you always think you'd be a dad?
No, I've always wanted kids.
Okay.
But I always felt like the expense of children was.
But if you're 20, you're not thinking in those sort of practical notions.
Yeah, but also, in fairness, when you're 20, all you hear is your parents complaining about how expensive you are.
Yeah, true.
That's all you're getting, right?
Oh, so that had an impact on you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And then,
All right, so you were saying I don't necessarily want to deal with this, this expense.
Well, and that's it. Look, I know I sound like a monster saying that, but
No, you don't. No, there are a lot of people that have a variety of reasons for not wanting kids. I think that it falls into the judge not lest ye be judged. It's like with Jennifer Aniston. Shut up. It's her decision.
Yeah.
Doesn't make her a selfish person. Yeah. There's some people that don't think they'll be good at it. There's some people that don't want to have that in their lives, And
I don't judge
I'm
those
okay
people.
with that.
Yeah, I knew that I would have kids because I need it for the organs.
Rob raised his children to facilitate his.
He was one of the first calls I said, you get to keep your liver a little while longer, buddy.
Can I get it? I just need a third of your liver.
That's all. Just a slice, my good man.
Can I have your liver then? There we go.
But yeah, this is not a very comfortable conversation to have on air, but I think it's important. And I probably started wanting kids and thinking about it at a high level like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a nice, I guess, a good summer where we tried, and then it just wasn't it just wasn't the right time for whatever reason. And then in earnest, we've been talking about this, privately for 6 months.
And she's on board with this.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But we'll take a day at a time. I think that where people are warning us is that you get so excited, and then it could get frustrating.
That's a good, a wonderful piece of advice because you don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people get pregnant when they stop trying, when the pressure's off.
And I know I have people in my life that I know that have done it, and it's it's the process.
Yeah.
And thank God, and I mean that there's technology available that people can do that. And I wish you guys the best of luck. And I appreciate you being very honest and open about something that is a private thing, and it's really for people that are going. You're doing a lot. Look, when you're open and honest about this, what you do is you remove. Even though I don't think there's a stigma.
Well, you know what it is.
Things are.
It's
you give people
foreign
the confidence
to people.
But you give people the confidence.
I don't mean it that way. I just mean it's an unfamiliar process to a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, not the Omeras of the world.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I don't think it's
pregnant.
unfamiliar. I think there is just like if I'm doing that, it means something's wrong or whatever. When it's not. It's just
not
the
at
way
all.
it goes.
No.
And people get help all over the country with this type of thing. And I think it's very, very, very cool that you're doing it.
I told Shannon, I said, look, if everything goes south and you still want a baby, I'll ask Mike. She goes, what do you mean? I was like, he can hope be getting people pregnant until he's 80.
Yep.
Like
I'm not sure.
You did not long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
without modern medicine.
Let's just say the last 5 or 6 years have been a pretty steady decline.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Plainview, bone dry.
I lean before you. I bend before you prostate of it's just I swear to God,
she could catch you on a
soccer ball.
She could catch you on a good day.
By she, Carla.
Oh
Not
yeah,
my
that's
wife.
what I meant.
Not my wife.
Yeah, my wife.
No, because you wouldn't. Well, we're talking about a donor situation.
Yeah, you're talented and
as
white.
opposed to
I'd take
we're
you.
not gonna do the big chill type of situation.
No. You'd be a donor.
Anyway, okay, that's fine.
The big chill
What's
situation.
the big chill? Freezing?
No, just
big
making
chills
love.
when they made Whoopi together. That's great.
How you know what? Mike had said that movie is so old now because it was very au courant for a while. Great soundtrack.
Not exactly the.
All right. I was trying to find the Brad scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and for some reason they've
Don't be a greedy granny, Mike.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
right, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to help.
Greedy granny.
We have to take a break.
First, rent the big chill, then call me.
Absolutely.
Avocados from Mexico.
We have to take a break, and when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we will have the Town of Sound right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa.
Greedy granny.
All right, you said it again. All right, thank you very much.
If you're lost in America and need some laughs, pull off at the next exit for the latest bonus show.
When the rats see me, they know I mean business. Philly doesn't know they're mean and dirty.
Honest to God almighty.
All right,
I'm willing to evolve.
Settle down.
No, I'm not going to settle down,
you
Rob.
settle down.
I don't know all the Senate races, but I know Scott Disick.
I'm the best man. But I won't hold her hand.
iPads are horrible.
I'm a mush mouth.
The TMOS bonus show helps prevent breakdowns and delivers more laughs and smiles per mile. Load up on a subscription now at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Oh, by the way, our hairpiece secret is off.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. If you love drinking coffee every morning, and who doesn't, you have to check out Trade Coffee. There's my latest right there. Greater Foods Coffee Company. It's called Kickstart. I love this stuff. You're going to love Trade Coffee. It's a coffee subscription service that makes it simple for you to discover new coffees and make your best cup. Oh, my God, I love the way this stuff
Even
smells.
in the mailbox, it smells amazing, doesn't it? When it just arrives,
great.
it's great.
Discover new coffees and make your best cup of joe at home every day. Trade partners with the nation's top-rated independent roasters like Greater Foods Coffee Company. The nation's top independents that get you great coffee. Send it to your home, and you are going to love it. They also send it on your preferred schedule. Plus, you get to support small local businesses. That's a win-win. Even if you are new to specialty coffee and need some help, Trade makes it easy and convenient to discover new coffees. They'll send you ground coffee or whole beans, and Trade guarantees you're going to love your first bag, or they'll send you a new one for free. Right now, I am drinking this wonderful Kickstart. It's a dark roasted, full-bodied brew with notes of brown sugar and dark chocolate. I love it. Upgrade your coffee today with Trade Coffee and let them take the guesswork out of finding your perfect cup. That's drinktrade.com/TMOS for $30 off your subscription to the best coffees in the country. Remember, drinktrade.com/TMOS.
Sound.
We call this stereophonic sound.
Soundtown.
Jeopardy on Tuesday night, I didn't hear this when it happened because I was watching it on the elliptical.
Big
and
story all over the country. A lot of viral stuff with this, but I don't know what the big deal is about.
I loved seeing the fact that Matea Roach is back. It's a champion week, and she's my favorite player in many years.
Yeah.
It's fun to see.
She looks like your daughter.
She does look like my daughter, but she's also
That's
charming.
the only reason. It's because she looks like your daughter. Right?
No, I think she's a charming, fun player to watch. She does look like my daughter, but she's a charming.
I mean, she's lovely,
and she's very smart, and I like her strategy.
I think Julia's a little lovelier than her. But
well, Julia has a much better set of teeth.
Yeah,
if you want to get right down to it.
She's Canadian too, isn't she?
Yes, and that's a problem.
Why are we
I know it is for you.
But anyway, Ken Jennings blew it. And the thing is they always, and you can always see in the fast crawl at the end of a game show, portions not affecting the outcome of the game may have been edited. But they left this in, which is
why they did.
Odd and very entertaining.
Well, because we're talking about the human body.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not the personality of the game to leave something like this.
I haven't heard it.
Okay, so what happened is he did. When they close out a board, they normally give a piece of trivia.
Yes,
but there was still a clue on the board.
Normally, the human body contains this number of chromosomal pairs. Amy,
what is 23?
That's correct. I don't know if you noticed, but the numbers in that category, 40, 23, 38, and 74, which is larger than all of them.
No.
Oh,
said the S word.
We'll just pretend. Amy, select again.
I'll do number, please, for 200.
All right, so the big to-do is that the S word went out?
Well, they
he messed it up.
Yeah.
That's not on Ken Jennings. That's whoever's editing the show.
Yeah, and the thing is they actually give them a reset. This would have been an easy edit to fix, but they left it in, and it puzzles me a little. That's
and the
all.
contestant helps Ken Jennings out by staying in the same category.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting it over with.
But also, he already revealed the number 40, right?
Quiz show.
Yeah, so.
Matthew 4 says Jesus fasted for this many days and nights in the wilderness, and he was hungry after. Well, yeah. Matt.
What's 40?
That's correct. Now, I suspect you didn't notice this. The numbers that were the responses in that category, 40, 23, 38, and then 74, which is larger than any of them, may be of specific relevance to your Jeopardy streaks.
So he had already said 40, and so all the person had to do was ring in to get it. So
it doesn't happen very often, but it happens. I mean, it's tough. I wouldn't be able to host Jeopardy.
It probably happens more often than we know.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, it's all the time edits, all the time.
And if I was on Jeopardy, I certainly couldn't post a promo for it on my Facebook page.
Like, I love this. This is a little girl doing the Pledge of Allegiance, but it's not the United States for her. It's the United Stakes, which is cute enough as it is. But also, she learned this at school, because listen to the last line of the pledge.
The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. You may have a seat.
You may have a seat.
Yes, I love it. She's adorable.
That's sweet.
I love that.
Now, last night, my dream came true. Not only was it the 56th annual Country Music Awards, it was hosted by Luke Bryan and Peyton Manning. Yay!
Wow.
Pain's everywhere. Jesus.
And so, Mike, here's what you need to do is blow this up when you need to. But here is their opening remarks where they roast each other.
I'm such a big fan of you, Luke.
Thanks, Peyton.
Do you mind? I was talking to Luke Combs.
It's a low bar for Peyton.
Wow, they can't do any better than that.
No,
well,
that's
guess,
it.
You know,
but also, the fact is, isn't there a country music award ceremony like every 10 days now?
There are like 7, like Grand Ole Opry,
yeah,
CMT.
they're all the time, the time.
Did you Peyton Manning because he's a fan? Is that why? I mean, he doesn't sing.
I think he's a big friend. I think he's friends with Luke Bryan. I think they're buddies.
It's all blown up, but I'm going to hit it again.
Okay, just to be sure. Did you hear Prince Charles get egged?
I saw
not
it.
Prince Charles, King
it.
Charles.
King Charles.
King Charles.
He was missed, and you hear 2 eggs crack here, and the crowd goes nuts. He was not hit, but they whizzed right by his face.
They got the guy.
Yeah, right away.
Duct taped his legs. Guy's screaming.
Not my king.
Calm yourself down. Calm yourself down.
So anyway.
And King Charles said after that, he said, if they had possibly saved the eggs, we would have been able to make an omelet. Thank you.
That's what he liked. That's what he liked. Now, this poor guy, he posted this on TikTok. He's an idiot. He can't read a shopping list because his wife numbered the items on the shopping list. Like 1, there's an item. 2, there's an item. And the last one was number 7, salt. Okay.
I went to the store today to get a few things that my wife told me to on a list. I put the list in my pocket and went to the store. Yeah, number 1, Velveeta. Number 2, chips. Number 3, hamburger. Yeah, that's how I read it now. How I read it at the store is, I need 1 block of Velveeta. 2 chips. There's your 2 chips. Hamburger. 1, 2, 3. Y'all get the picture. 4 waters. There's 4 waters. 5 things of sugar. 20 pounds of sugar. 6 pastas. 7 salt. Number 7 is salt. I'm an idiot.
He bought 7 pounds of salt. That's enough for an entire marriage right there.
Yeah. You get the picture.
You get the picture. And also, it's a good shopping list, too, isn't it? Velveeta, chips, and ground beef.
Yeah. Sounds delicious. I'm going to that house. Thank you.
Mike, let's close with this. Seth Meyers, great news for Maryland.
Maryland became the 20th state to legalize marijuana, which means that for the first time ever, there's something to do in Maryland.
Come on. Come on. That's all I got. That's all I got.
We got to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new bonus show. Hope you want to join us for that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, we are still selling our fruitcakes. We are also still selling a few tickets for New Orleans, Louisiana in April, on April 15th. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and you can get all that info. Hopefully 2 shows didn't run at the same time. We'll be back with a brand new bonus show episode tomorrow. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying, so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, radio entertainment.
I don't know what we're going to do, how we get rid of those tumbleweeds.
Greedy
It's
Granny.
horrible.
Sound good?
Yes, sir!
Avocados from Mexico.